Hello and good evening, everyone out there in the wonderful world of Twitch. This is John, your GM for the evening. We are going to be playing Dragon Age by Green Ronin, uh, which is the RPG version of it. Obviously, we love this game and the game system, but we have no alliance or part in the BioWare or Green Ronin circles. We just absolutely love this game and are happy to have our chance to make our own mark on it. Uh, Before we get started any further, I definitely want to say that tonight's game, I'll be using music from Tabletop Audio. I'm a huge fan of everything they do. Tonight, I'm testing out a new system that I've been working with, and I'm really excited because it's nice to have all the bells and whistles right where I want them. But other than that, I'd like to introduce my cast. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way and start up with, I'm going to say, let's go to Luvia while I work on something on video really quick.
Hi guys, I'm Rev. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Luvia. She is a Ravani merchant who Amara has learned recently is that's not her real name and not who she really is. Will we find out more?
All right. And let's go ahead and go down then to Michael.
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael. I use he, him pronouns as well as my character, Leon Hubert. Leon is a bit of a scallywag, as it were, a bit of an artist. And yeah, we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into this week.
All right. And then let's go ahead and go with Stevie.
Hey y'all, my name is Stevie. I use he, him pronouns. I play Amara Palier, the Templar, who uses she, her pronouns. And she is the Butch Templar of your dreams, and she has emotions and she doesn't know what to do with them.
All right. And then we have Frankie.
Hey there, my name is Frankie. I use they them pronouns as does my character, Ilion Toussaint. They are they blah, are a circle mage and are slowly learning how to have even just a little bit of chill. And we'll see if they get there. They haven't so far.
Okay. Well, when last we left our group of heroes, you had finally made it back to the town where this all began, and that was the small village of Valudos, uh, located north of the capital of Arroyo, but not all the way up to the bordering mountains between Orlais and the nation of I'm trying to remember the nation directly north. Can somebody help me out? My brain's a little bit behind tonight.
Navara?
No, it's the one that is the main
I
villains.
know what maps are. I got this.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
they're the
yeah.
bad guys in the cartoon.
Uh,
Even come
Vinter.
on, Tevinter.
Tevinter, yeah.
Tevinter.
Yeah, this is
We're
Tevinter
so good at
Imperium.
this.
I know. You think we've been playing this for? I guess we're now
See,
on
I
episode
knew that the whole time. I
10 or
just wanted
11.
to hear y'all get there.
Yeah, we
That
got
sounds
there.
about right.
It's about right.
I did.
So, yes, our characters are not that far north, but after aligning themselves now with the Antivian Crows, or at least some splinter faction thereof, they have found themselves now leaving Valudos and heading towards the capital. Now, one way to get there is obviously by the road. Quickest way to get there and least amount of trouble is by going by river. I will let you decide which one you would think that you would like to do. So,
Hmm. See, I automatically think she would automatically think to go by river because that's how she's done all her business, but she's not going to make everybody else do that.
It has been a very long time since I've been to Valroyo. traveled I haven't traveled there I don't remember how long, so if somebody else is gone, any advice would be lovely.
By boat allows for the most amount of relaxation. So Leon's going to vote for boat.
Amara thinks there'll be less trouble, because this group seems to be a bit of a magnet for trouble. So if we can minimize those opportunities, that would be ideal. So I think Amara's going to go boat as well.
I'm gonna clutch my invisible pearls.
How dare you? I am innocent of all wrongdoings. Always.
No problems here.
I'm not the drama.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and
Besides, Prior Jerome could pay for our boat trip, and she pulls out some of the money that she found in his room.
Oh yeah, we robbed that dude.
Yeah, she robbed him, and I put it in her purse.
Do we know
Good.
that that's where it's from?
Yeah, she's telling you now.
Mm-hmm.
She just pulls out a couple of gold coins.
all right.
Templar in training Palier, do you have any objection?
Amara looks like past your shoulder and goes, "To what?"
Fair. Okay. Let's go on a boat.
Okay. The river here starts off as just one of many large tributaries before heading out to a lake and then slowly circling further and further south. You are leaving the area of Montfort. You're leaving the area where there has been so much over the top conflict. And by not taking the road to the north that also will eventually lead you there, you do have a lot less trouble. But every night, the bargeman who takes you on this ride will pull their vessel closer to the shoreline, and you'll stay on nestled up against the edge for the evening. Is anyone going to wander about? Are you just going to stay near the vessel, on the vessel? Anything else?
Lou will definitely stay on the vessel to have the ship under her as comforting, or at least the boat under her as comforting the rocking of the waves.
I
Yeah, I
mean, is
don't.
there anything interesting?
Yeah, is there a reason for anyone to get off the boat?
Yeah, like, is there something shiny? Like, what you got?
Not so much. I mean, you're going to see the occasional inn, honestly. You will eventually come to the large bridge on the major roads that do crisscross Valroyo.
Where
And
where the boat gets pulled up for the night, is there an inn within walking distance?
I would say one evening there is.
Leon would definitely take a trip to that inn.
Okay. Staying the night there?
Yeah,
Or...
and again, probably yes for a good night's sleep. Although staying the night there might not be completely of his own accord.
Okay.
Incorrigible.
We'll just see how the night goes.
Scallion.
Well, let's
And
see how
Leon,
the
of
night
course, would
goes.
invite. Leon would invite, of course, anyone else that's on the. I'm going to take a little trip to the inn, I believe, for the evening. I'll be back either tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't know which at the moment, but it'll be one of those two, for certain.
Who wouldn't hate sleeping in a bed for a night?
Is anyone else going to accompany him?
Amara will follow behind Mage Toussaint and say,
Yeah,
"As you wish."
I
mate."
want a bed. Not concerned about having a partner in it, but I just want a bed.
That's fun. All right.
No, Lou's staying on the boat.
Well, for those of you that do go to the tavern, then there is a great deal of festivities at this tavern, we'll go ahead and say. There are people traveling, once again. Entertainment as a group of musicians play. For a brief moment, it's as if the world seems somewhat normal. There is not a war going on as far as these people are concerned. There's travel again. There are all these, opportunities. People are eating. Let's go ahead and for the three of you that did go. Let's find out what it is specifically you're doing to pass the time that evening. Are you just going to bed, or anything else? I actually want to start off with Frankie.
Yeah. Does it seem like they have any like mildly decent wine?
They have wine. How good of
It
it?
is technically wine.
They
That's fine.
have wine. I will give you an opportunity to see if you can point out the right bottle. Let's get you a cunning roll.
Ooh.
Nope. Nope. Definitely not. That is a oh dear. That's a big 7. A big old 7.
You see what you think is, he's like, oh, we got these wines right here, pointing over behind his shoulder. And is, you're like, okay, that one's dark in color, so less light should mean slightly better chance that it is still going to be good, not turned to vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, that one. And he's like, he looks at it kind of, looks at it for a moment. His eyes kind of like, don't remember that one. Grabs it and hands it to you. And
Whole bottle? All right, fuck it.
You pointed.
I was looking for a glass, but all right, I'll take a bottle.
He pops the cork on it. And are you going to this down, or are you going to pour yourself a glass?
I'm gonna pour myself a glass.
All right. You pour yourself a glass of pure hops.
My least favorite part.
Oh,
Hate it.
The worst IPA ever.
I briefly make a face, control it very quickly, and I will drink my shitty, awful hoppy wine slowly and delicately because I'm stubborn.
The nice thing about hops is, other than it tasting for a moment much like yard clippings, it doesn't stop you from getting drunk and having a nice time.
Hooray.
So there is that opportunity, and at the same time, people are, carousing. They're having a party. Is the feeling of the atmosphere like here? So it's kind of hard to get lost. Not to get lost.
You are not the only person enjoying yard clippings.
Hey, I'm just because always. Is anybody giving me side eye for being the whole mage thing that I need to keep an eye out on?
I want to actually say no.
Nice. Get to have fun. Yeah. No. So I don't particularly want to interact with a bunch of people, but I'm enjoying just the atmosphere of being around people that aren't sad for a while. Seems nice.
Absolutely. Michael, what is Leon doing?
You mean who?
Oh, no. It's a little early for that question. We just got here.
I gotta ease in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ease in.
Yeah.
Leon is going to enter kind of with a flourish, try to ingratiate himself to a number of the locals, try to blend in, a little bit of everything, trying to stand out, trying to blend in, trying to just carouse in general. Again, enjoy the night and all it has to offer.
Okay. I think that this is a great opportunity to use some communication.
All right.
Let's see how well you communicate with the locals, how well the evening goes for you.
All right. Let's do it. Not the best rolls, but not the worst. Yeah, not the worst.
Mhm.
I got 2 7s.
I got
Okay.
2 7s earlier too. Weird how that works.
No, I got 7 total.
7 total.
Wait, 10 with my communication, so 10 total.
All right. You manage to have a decent time. Nobody buys you any drinks, unfortunately. But there is plenty of merrymaking to be had. At one point, there is even a rather laughable attempt as a group of men play chicken on top of one of the bar tables. Basically one guy climbs on another guy's shoulders while he's standing on a table. Another guy climbs on another set of shoulders on the other end of the table, and they try and knock each other off. And that is a great time, is it not? Not dangerous, normal, behavior, right?
Reason number 5 why women live longer than men.
I won't argue against that.
No, not at all.
In the midst of all this, and I've been saving you because I wanted to know your response, Amara.
Yeah, so Amara's gonna go in, stand behind Ilian as Ilian drinks their shitty hoppy wine. I imagine does Ilian ever offer Amara any wine?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, and not entirely to be bitchy, but Ilian does not want anyone else to know how fucking screwed they got with the wine, and Amara would not let that slide. So Ilian is just gonna be like, "Oh, this is delicious. I'm going to drink it all myself."
Amara just gets a tankard of ale, doesn't really drink it, just like kind of sips it lightly to keep a clear head, scans the room for any threats, specifically towards Ilian. Seeing the merrymaking, she's going to try and, kind of similar to Leon, ingratiate herself. She wants to figure out why people are celebrating so much. Like wants to figure out what the vibe is going on. Like sidle up to someone and say, "Hey, it seems like
What's up?
we have hey, new number. Who this? You seem to be having quite a merry time. Is there anything in particular we're celebrating?"
Can I make it merrier?
This is my friend Leon.
Well, the capital's reopened. Roads are going again. We're all celebrating that. I mean, quite frankly, it's been dour.
Yes, no, it's been dour in our parts of Orlais as well. Well, cheers to the roads being open, and she'll chunk it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any gambling or competitions going on in this bar?
Oh, absolutely. There's actually some rudimentary bowling. There's basically guys setting up, a short batch of 10 pin, and rolling bottles towards it.
Okay. I'm looking for, if people start getting too rowdy or too, aggressive, Amara will be ready to, step in and give them, the bums rush out of there. Because she has a focus in brawling. And I feel like that could apply to arm wrestling or just straight up barroom brawling.
Like
So
Mara has become the unofficial bouncer. of the
Yes.
inn?
self-appointed bouncer of this inn.
Yes.
Volunteer basis.
Well,
only.
I don't like the look of you. Get out.
That's a lovely little piece of chaos there. So I'm going to actually use the chaos roll idea.
Ooh.
And go ahead and give me I would say cunning because you're trying to find a person. You're keeping your eyes open, which also perception, I believe, is a part of cunning, is it not? Or is no? Perception is its own skill.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
let either go.
I'd prefer cunning, if that's okay.
All right,
Let's
roll twice.
3d6 twice, right?
3d6 twice, and tell me what your total is on either of those.
Okay, first one is... Well, I got one stunt point. My first total is 5. No, sorry, 7.
7. All
First
right.
total is 7.
Sevens today. We're killing it.
Doing great. Second roll, marginally better. That's 11 total.
11. All right. What is your score?
So all told, it's 18.
Ooh.
Well, no. Like, what is your character's score in perception?
Oh. Oh, in perception it's 0, and cunning it's 2.
Okay. All right. We are going to go ahead and say, yeah, you end up throwing a person out the door. There's this moment of rowdiness, and you throw the person out the door, and the barkeep is just like, "Hey, good job, thank you," and they slide you down something. It's in a cup. You gonna accept?
It'd be super rude not to, so she's going to cheers it, smell it. What does it smell like?
It's the hops.
Excellent. She downs it.
All right. Your breath is wonderful. Let's just say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, with rolling 7s and rolling all these hot ones. Oh, you know my breath is awesome.
So the group of you are enjoying and carousing inside. Switching back, however, to our friend on the boat.
It's like the abrupt music cut off of like sad
Like
time
just
now.
stopped.
No
And I'm
music
sure I
for
could-
you.
Sure, I could hear the music from here. No, Lou's just trying to make herself useful on the boat, doing things that she knows how to do: tie knots, mend rigging, move things about, that
I feel
sort of thing.
I feel like at some point in the evening you hear somebody drunkenly stumbling past the boat complaining about somebody throwing them out of the bar. That big bitch. Uh,
Amara's staying busy, I see. But that's what I'm about, unless you're throwing something in my path.
You are working on the boat, and a voice calls out from the shore. Are you friends? The helmsman of the boat, who's basically been the main bargeman the entire time, looks over at you and kind of just grabs like a quarterstaff and is like, "Exactly, who's asking?"
I will loosen my my newly acquired rapier and
Ooh.
main gouge and have them ready just in case.
Listen, that's not necessary. I don't mean any harm.
Who are you?
A figure walks from, now appears in the torchlight from the torches on board the boat. It's an individual in full armor. And he has his sword drawn. But he's holding it up in one hand. I just want to talk. If you are
Make everyone You would make everyone feel a whole lot better if you talked with that sword in its sheath.
Agreed. And he motions to the man with the helmsman with his quarterstaff and nods and begins to sheath his sword, making sure everyone does as well.
Yeah, mine aren't out, they're just
Ah.
loose.
My apologies. Where am I?
Or lay.
Whereabouts in Orlais?
We're in a port town and she'll give however the distance is between Valroyo to Valroyo.
And he nods.
And again, who are you?
My apologies. I am the Chevalier Gerard du Rio. I am
Oobadoo?
so Gerard du Rio. Putting it in the chat for my players.
Gerard Depardieu.
Gerard Depardieu, in fact.
Yes!
Young Gerard Depardieu, when people thought he was a heartthrob in the 80s and 90s.
Don't know who that is.
He was a French actor. I think he got to be in a movie with Julia Roberts at one point.
He's
I
a
completely
really good
believe
actor,
you.
actually.
Yeah.
I was a baby in the 80s, so I don't have reference.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, it's Roxy's correcting me. Daryl Hannah. Oh, it's Roxanne is the name of the movie. Of course Roxy knows that movie. But he was kind of, I don't know. People thought he was a heartthrob. Come on, I'm Ace. I do not understand this
No,
kind
no,
of stuff.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Oh
I'm
no,
just trying
it's
to
one of those things
paint
where
it
it's like when I
visually.
say heartthrob, sometimes people are this like, are you saying that as an insult? Because you don't sound convinced. It's like, I don't
He was
know.
an 80s heartthrob.
Whatever rocks
Well,
your boat. You know?
Well, Master A, what is it you want?
Just trying to find my family, honestly.
I
May I
don't believe they're on this boat.
rest my feet here for a bit?
She'll look at the helmsman. It's his boat, not her boat.
If you mean us no harm, no problem. Please sit. He strides onto the boat and finds a crate and just sits down on it. My apologies, and what is your name?
Olivia Vasquez.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Vasquez.
Yes.
I feel like I'm not supposed to be here.
Again, she'll like side eye to the helmsman, like. You don't. You're not supposed to be here. Or have you taken a blow to the head, lad?
Be surprised. There are times I thought I died. I'm just trying to find my way.
How did you come to be here? Where did you come from?
I was in Valroyo at one point. I had a home there with my wife. We're not well-to-do, but I was teaching at the academy. Now it seems that no one remembers who I am. The house that I had there is gone. And so now I'm
Tell me,
continuing to search.
who do you remember sitting on the throne in Valroyo?
The Empress. Celine. Why?
Hmm. It's just a question. Just about assessing your... whether or not you actually have a head wound.
I haven't found too many people who even understand what I'm saying. That's okay.
I do understand what you're saying. I think. Um... You were... You were in the capital.
Yes. And then
Now you're here.
I remember the capital burning,
Okay.
but it wasn't always like that. Of course, it wasn't always like that. I swear I turned my back, and the next thing I know, it's in flames. The fire went out. The Empress was gone, and so was everyone else. And so was my family.
And they're just gone, just like that. And no
Yes.
one remembers who you are.
The house I had doesn't even stand anymore. I have strangest suspicion I'm not.
You're not where you belong.
This is some sort of dream.
She will look around for wherever the crew's grog or ale or whatever this helmsman provides for his crew is and get this man a cup of it.
He takes the cup and takes some, deep breaths, but drinks heartily from it, actually. Thank you. Do you feel
So,
this world is right?
for us,
Mhm.
above board, for us, the capital did or didn't burn.
It did.
Okay. So the day that the capital, you found it suddenly in flames, what was the day like? What was the weather like?
I remember it had been clear. I have a memory that something important had happened. That the Divine had left Valroyo for some meeting, something. That's where things get a little bit hazy, even for me. Next thing literally, the evening had come. The sky was in sunset. And as I turned, I swear, suddenly there was fire and the smell of smoke when I had not realized it was there before.
And I'm just trying to clarify what it is you're saying to me, pet. You're saying that one minute it was clear skies and the next moment the capital was burning.
As if it had already been on fire for minutes. And it wasn't like some sort of. It wasn't like some sort of explosion. It wasn't like some sort of draft. As if I had not been paying attention and all of a sudden I was seeing flames.
And your house and your family are both gone.
Yes.
Interestingly, the Empress Celine is also, and the council are gone.
At least people remember them.
Yes. Hmm. Curious.
My name. Even at the college, nobody knows who I am anymore.
Interesting.
What have you seen, well, anything?
I wasn't in the capital when it burned, but it did in fact burn.
Have you ever heard my name
And she'll
before?
kind of recount that. I have not, but if you can't tell by the accent, pet, I'm not local.
I understand that there are forces near here, a army gathering, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do. I intend to go and see if I may serve. He stands up and kind of shakes his arms a moment. You said your name was Livia, yes?
Yes.
I thank you for the opportunity to talk.
My pleasure.
And he...
The forces that way are the forces that belong to the Empress kin. Just so you know.
He nods. Good luck. I hope we meet in better times. And he kind of shakes himself and departs, leaving the boat and exiting the woods. It doesn't head towards the inn and just sort of heads off to the darkness. You hear him call out one last time. He's like, I do hope we meet in better times.
Adios.
And that is all you hear from him for the evening. The rest of the night goes by rather quietly.
Weird.
Until that morning, when three drunken forms, or recovering from hangover forms, make their way back to the boat.
You know, John, I think I would like to make a constitution check to see if I actually am hungover.
Can I do the same?
I will allow that. We're going to set a difficulty, though, before y'all row.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I didn't roll.
We're going to say that it's going to be a constitution at challenging, so 13.
Oh boy.
All right, let's see.
Y'all blow my rolls out of the water 90% of the time. Come on.
So I got 2 7s again. We're just killing it today. So I got a big ol' Wait, a constitution roll?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
7. I got a 7. Look at me.
You'll be proud to know, you beat Leon by 1.
Oh
Leon
wow,
got Leon got a
Buddy.
6.
y'all are having a
Don't worry,
Buddy.
y'all.
rough
Don't
morning.
worry. I
Get
got
a
a
Morgan.
14. I'm doing fine. Got that Constitution score.
I don't know why, but I'm really picturing Ilian as like with like Kardashian vibes of just like big sunglasses and a hat, just like don't talk to me.
Leon's definitely rolling up with one pant leg off. One pant leg is on, and he's like holding the pants up, but he just could not be bothered to put his other leg in.
Oh, buddy.
Amara's a morning person, so she's gonna be.
Oh no.
She sees like the hangover, but especially with Mage Toussaint, she'll be going, Mage Toussaint, very, very loudly. How did you fare last night?
Templar in training Palier, is you very good at the yelling. Is that part of Templar training to yell so loud?
Oh.
Fuck.
This is
Oh.
my normal voice, she says, very clearly enunciating and speaking louder than usual.
Just the fuck. If you could shut that up. If you could just shut up the fuck.
Ilian actually stops and looks at Leon fumble, and it's just, are you okay?
Leon is Leon as he's saying that the effort of talking is drawing him away from keeping his balance, so like there's some stumbling happening.
Yeah. Oh, buddy.
Amara is
That
quiet.
one
but
pant leg just kind of flapping.
Amara becomes quiet, but has the smile of someone who has successfully annoyed everyone around her.
Clearly winning this morning. Clearly winning.
100%.
And then when they get to the boat, Lou's like, "Good morning," because she doesn't know they're hungover.
Mm-mm. I feel like everyone wants to shout today, and maybe could all practice not shouting.
Row the boat down the fucking stream.
The bargeman
Oh.
laughs with a low barrel kind of laugh, not painful, but it's like probably gonna see a lot of that. Well, best time to depart. Early.
Lou can't resist. She's gonna go grab breakfast plates and put them right in front of them. Of course, Amaro's fine. Just put these fist.
Ilian hurls
What's-
over the side of the boat.
I was saying, what's being served for breakfast? That's the important
Nope,
thing, because I
doesn't
think
matter.
another Constitution check is coming.
No.
On a boat like that, I would imagine, John, it would be like, porridge or something like that.
Porridge,
stew.
tack, maybe a hard-boiled egg that's been, pickled.
Second an egg is
Oh.
introduced, Ilian's
Yep.
over the side puking. Yeah. No.
No, Leon's making a Constitution check. I'm gonna see if he can keep it together. John, difficulty?
Difficulty, I'll be nice. I'll give you an average at 11.
I'm definitely sharing a side eye with Amara.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't have made it.
Oh, a 10.
Oof.
So no, Leon is desperately trying to keep it together, but as soon as Mage Toussaint loses their food,
Yeah, no, I'm gone.
Leon's like, nope, no, nah, and yeah.
For roleplay purposes, I'm not going to put any penalties on the day, because this is more
course.
just about
Yeah.
having fun.
Thank you.
Leon does have the common sense to go on the other side of the boat, so they're not both leaning over one side of the boat.
But you begin to make your way down this river, and you're now, he explains, as you've now passed under one of the, this bridge that is suspended, hundreds of feet, or 100 feet above you, of the major road in Orlais. And this towering arch that you go under, he's like, well, we're in the final stretch now. Probably arrive at Valroyo tonight. We'll go ahead and push on through. But I will warn you, this is the most boring part of the trip.
Wonderful!
And you begin to make your way through the end part of a major river as it comes out to a sea. And that is the lovely twists and turns. Has anyone here ever exited the Mississippi? Oh, it's terrible.
Yep.
You literally will wind through. You'll leave the city behind. You'll see a city in the distance, and then you'll have to come right back past it as the river just kind of S curves back and forth. And it's not fast.
No.
There is no current.
There's tons of wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But-
while the boat is going through, I think Amara would talk to Lou. Did Lou share what happened last night?
She doesn't really know what to say about it yet, but she has made a note of it and filed it away.
Mm-hmm. I think Amara would,
She's been really
And-
quiet.
would stand back to Lou. Hopefully, while like the other two are off convalescing somewhere,
A blessing.
resting their
Bombing.
eyes.
Just dozing. Just dozing.
Just dozing.
Mm-hmm.
And say, you've been quiet, Lou. Is she almost says, is anything wrong? Thinks about everything that she knows about everything that's happening right now. Stutters, and instead said, is there anything I can do?
Just do me a favor and deliver that dagger to the person I told you to deliver it to should anything happen to me.
Nothing's gonna happen to you. And she like looks into your eyes and like with very, very forcefully. Nothing's gonna happen to you, Lou. Not while we're here.
I was 10 feet away from my mother, and they killed her.
I'm sorry.
And now they're potentially hunting me.
They will
And I don't
hunt
know who they are.
Their treachery will come to light. But yes, I have the dagger. I'll deliver the dagger, but I will never need to deliver the dagger. Because we will kill them first.
Hopefully, that's the case.
Mara like squares her shoulders and like looks towards Valroyo coming into the distance as they swerve.
I mean, as she's talking to Amara about this very sensitive subject, she turns to face to make sure that nobody's approaching to listen to the conversation.
Mhm.
So she's not really looking at Amara, she's looking to make sure nobody's getting close enough. If they do, be it a crewman or whoever, she just fixes them with a I will fucking put my dagger in your throat glare.
I think Amara would say, I haven't told the others, and I won't. But even... I know Leon cares for you, and even Mage Toussaint, I believe, cares for you. And I feel confident that they would have your back as well, no matter what your name is.
And I agree with that assessment, and I also care for them. And she looks like she's about to say something else, and then she doesn't. She just eats her hardtack.
Clocks that, but doesn't push it and say, isn't it interesting how challenging things can get when all everyone does is just care for each other?
Hmm. Well, you know what they say. You can't have revenge without love.
Hmm.
It's a
What about
powerful
you then?
emotion, love. Drives people to do wonderful, beautiful things. But it also drives them to do things that are very dark and deadly and dangerous.
Can't have one without the other, I suppose.
Indeed.
While you are talking, Frankie, uh, as you're recovering from your bouts of nausea, go ahead and give me a perception
No
check.
one, no one has suffered as much as I in the history of existence. Alrighty, hey, I rolled less shitty.
Yep.
For the
As long
first
as you
ever time
rolled
tonight.
less than a 13, or
I
more than
got
a
it.
13, sorry.
Well, then no. I
What
got
do
a
you? What do you?
12.
12?
One off.
Fine.
I will say that you notice that it's very quiet. And then let's go ahead and ooh. Uh, sorry, just noticing something. Uh, so going over to Michael then. Let's go ahead and get a perception check for you.
Uh, just to RP, Ilian kind of is dying, uh, being a bit dramatic, and it's just kind of like pouting essentially, and notices that like they haven't had a snap at anyone for being loud in a few minutes, which is weird because we're on a boat with people, and there should be sound, and so kind of like doesn't like get up and do anything productive, but just is like the fuck what? Briefly.
All right.
So you said the number to beat was a 13?
13.
Yeah, no. Um, there's one of those sevens again showing up on these dice. Um, Six. That'd be a 9 for Leon. Leon is just not having it tonight.
Can,
Same.
can we do a gentle reminder to the viewing audience that you can purchase rerolls using their points? They may or may not be more needed in this session than any prior session.
Please give generously.
Truth.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well,
We're
let-
hungover. It makes sense thematically.
Yeah, exactly.
then just for roleplay and fun's sake, after you finish your conversation, Amara and Luvia, you begin walking back towards the main deck, and your eyes look up to the sky. And you see what appears to be a larger than average shadow of a form in the air. A good maybe quarter of a mile off, half a mile off.
We talking eagle size, condor size, ship size? What are we talking when we say big, large,
Smaller
shadow?
than a ship, bigger than a condor.
Well, fuck me. You see that?
And Amara goes, I mean, I know we flirted, but oh, you mean oh no.
You should be careful, Amara. I might take you up on that one day.
She like flips back and forth to Lou and then to the big shape, and her hand goes to her bastard sword, and says, "What?
I have a spyglass. I'm gonna pull it out.
Ooh, that's
All
what."
right. No test needed. A large reptilian form
Dragon!
comes
It's
on
right.
wings towards you.
Nobody move.
Cast mage armor.
You're
All
a.
right.
Its vision is based on movement.
As it
Oh,
nears you,
oh
nears
no.
the ship,
Oh.
it plunges into the
What
water.
color is it?
It is a darkish black to green with hints of orange. I am
Oof.
going to, as it's now within that range,
That that
I'm going
that
to say,
dragon has the same color scheme as what they put over the side of the boat earlier.
Luvia, go ahead and give me a perception check at 17.
Holy shit. Oof.
Come on, Lou, you're our best roller.
5 and 6 is 11, 14. 17 on the nose.
On the nose, a push always goes to the defender in any game I roll.
Yeah,
It doesn't
5,
matter what the
6,
rules
4,
say. I always
3.
say, give
Yep.
it to your players.
Oof.
So, Luvia, you notice that there is quite a lot of damage on this creature. As if it has sustained wounds previously. Quite a lot. Those of you who are from Orlais,
Wait,
as
are
it
you
gets...
implying it's friend shaped? I'm kidding.
those of you from Orlais, as it now nears, because this creature is used in heraldry all the time, you know it to be a wyvern.
I immediately go to where Mage Toussaint and Leon are chilling and kind of shake them somewhat vigorously from whatever repose they're in and point up at the sky. Point up at the sky, or I guess the now descending wyvern.
Yep.
Yeah, you said it came down. Did it dive or did it fall?
It dives straight into the water.
But not at us, just into the
No,
water.
into the water, half mile, or not half mile, probably about a quarter of a mile or less away.
I'm pulling my weapons just in case, but hopefully it's just taking a chill pill down there. But I am gonna shout to the helmsman that there is a wyvern or what I think's a dragon in the water.
Wait, wyvern. Did somebody say wyvern? Oh.
The helmsman
Oh.
and all of them
Ooh.
move away from the edge of the boat. They've been operating by poles at this point for most of the ride. And they're like, they move further in.
Alien. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Alien does not open their eyes. They just kind of like, oh fuck, and cast rock armor on themselves. It takes a minute. I'm just gonna make some. I don't know magic words. Alien does. Abracadabra, don't let me get fucked.
I think they're supposed to rhyme, Frankie.
Well, you know what? You'd think, but that's not the kind of mage I am so far. You want somebody to rhyme? You should have told me that was a prereq.
So, tense moment on the boat. And that's when you finally see what appears to be a wave now coming in your direction along the surface of the water. You just see the wave. Everybody, roll initiative.
Oh, this is my first time rolling initiative with my new focus in initiative.
Yay!
Now,
Ooh.
I definitely
Focus.
remember before the audience, what is an initiative roll again?
Alright, I'm pulling it
Yay.
all up the specific rules right now. This is a dexterity with initiative focus test.
17.
I got a
Yes.
23.
Ooh, nice.
I rolled with 6 stunt points. I got 3 sixes. Of course, on the freaking initiative roll, I get 3 sixes.
So 23. Wow.
Be jealous of my 9. Just rolling like shit today. It's okay.
Can I use my stun points to flirt with the wyvern?
Yeah, yes. It will find
Excellent
you a
bard
most
choice.
attractive choice.
Mhm.
Attractive morsel.
One might say delicious.
Hold on, hold on.
Uh, for Rev, what was your initiative?
17.
17. And for Michael.
Ah, 9.
You're killing it today.
Oh, sorry, 10.
Doing
10.
Well, fine.
10.
Ooh, people get 9s.
All right. Stevie. You see this wake, this rolling wave, probably coming out of the water a good 4 feet. So it is still under the waves. But you currently have initiative. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, I want to get in front of my friends and like race myself. Hold on, I'm going to prepare to charge if the wyvern appears aggressive within range of my charging.
All right. So holding your
Off
action
the
for the moment.
boat?
No. If the wyvern comes on the boat, I'm not diving. I have heavy leather armor. I would sink like a rock.
Yeah.
That would not work. No. If any part of the wyvern gets on the boat in an aggressive manner, I want to prepare to charge it.
All right. So the wyvern is going to go next. A
Great.
serpentine head snakes out of the water, short but stocky, thick with muscle. And it begins to pull itself up onto it and snaps out at one of the bargemen.
Oh, does that trigger my ready to attack?
It will as soon as its action finishes.
Cool.
Unless you have a power or ability that furthers your initiative, or you rolled and held, which is there's a weird initiative thing where you can interrupt based on stunt points. So, all right. Let's see. Oh, y'all might have just gotten all kinds of lucky.
Oh, good.
I love being lucky.
So he snaps.
It's been a while, John.
He snaps out at you, or out at this bargeman who jumps out of the way, and his bite and his teeth this rend completely this sack of meal and grain that was behind him. Just the pressure of it makes it explode in the air. But it is now on the boat where Stevie can strike at it.
Yeah, so I'm going to charge up there so I get a +1 bonus on this attack roll. I'm
right.
going to attack with my bastard sword. Initiative rolls, they do not generate stunt points, right?
No, they do not. Yeah.
Damn it, the one time I roll 3 sixes. Okay, so I'm going to swing out with my bastard sword. Not bad. Oh, never mind, that's 6 stunt points. Anyway, so
What did you roll? What's your total?
22.
Oh, yeah, hits.
Oh, yeah.
Just for ease of sake during the combat, I will let you know that its defense is a 14.
Its defense is a 14. Okay, so that means I have to do more than 14 damage to
No, that's its hit. It's 2 hit.
that's the hit?
Is it's 14. So
I'm gonna do with my 6 points. I'm going to do a. I think I'm just gonna go for mighty blow.
Yeah. Anything that can interact with armor is also good.
Yeah, so I'll do mighty blow for 2, which will give me an extra d6 damage, and I'll do defensive stance for 2 to get a +2 to defense until the beginning of my next turn, and then I'm going to use my last 2 to
Pierce armor?
threaten.
Do you want threaten or do you want
Ooh.
pierce armor?
Pierce armor would only. Oh wait, it has run down to his deck. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
want to
I'll.
make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that one. Pierce armor. It
Yeah, let's
halves
go
it.
for.
It's not so. Like, I mean, imagine a creature, say, has 8 in armor. It would have a 4 in armor.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that Pierce armor. So mighty blow, Pierce armor, and defensive stance. So here's my 3d6 plus 4 damage. Not bad. That's now we're cooking. So that is 10. That is 16. That is 20. 20 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. 20?
It
I rolled
Wow.
2
shrieks in
5s and a
pain.
6.
That's why she's the tank.
Excellent work.
All right, Luvia, you would be next.
Six. 16 to hit.
16 to
And
hit.
I got, yeah, and I got doubles, so I got 4 stunts points. I'm going to use Pierce Armor and Mighty Blow.
All right. The your blade. Are you shooting it with the arrow or are you using blade?
No, I'm using my rapier.
Ah, rapier. All right. You find a excellent, hole between some of the scales.
It turns its head to look at Amara, and I just see that chink and just stab right into it
Absolutely.
for 14 points of it's 14 points of damage. I had to make sure the extra d6 didn't have anything on it.
All right. And Michael.
Well, Leon's going to pull out his bow and do his best, bleary-eyed and dehydrated.
Is one pant leg still
Oh.
off?
And actually,
For sure.
really quick, Rev, for you, I would say that you actually, because of seeing it before it fell into the water, you managed to strike it not just in like a chink in its scales. You actually find one of the a major
Wounds.
point of a wound, nasty looking wound in its side.
Nice, nice.
Now, sorry about that, Michael. Yes.
Let's see. That will be where to go. Come on, numbers. Do your thing. $14.
14 exact hits.
Cool. All right. 2d6 plus 1. Oh no, that's the staff. 1d6 plus 3. Sorry. 5 points of damage as Leon gets it together enough to send an arrow sinking into the side of the creature.
All right. Did you get any stat points on that?
I did not.
All right. The arrow finds just a little bit of purchase, but not enough to do any major damage. All right. And Frankie.
All right, I'm gonna cast a spell because I'm a mage. Oh, who knew? I'm gonna try to cast Arcane Bolt. All right, so casting roll. 7, 12. So I hit the target number, and it's a dexterity acrobatics versus my spell power.
All
My
right.
spell power is spell power. Oh, I thought I wrote that down. Shit.
Oof. So I can tell you
My
that
spell power is 14.
I just rolled an 18.
Oof.
So this all of like kind of similar to the rock armor that's kind of like the inside of a geode. It's almost like negative space. It like twists. There's not a color. It just like twists reality around it. Shoots forward and just goes bing off the side. And Ilian goes fuck. And that's my turn.
All right. back to the
Oh,
top
did
of
I
an...
get my rock armor off?
Yes,
Just
absolutely. I was going to let that go.
thank you.
No
Did
problem.
Ilian get their rocks off?
No, they're too hungover. They're tired. Doing their best.
All right.
It was a good try, though, Michael. Very well done.
Stevie, top of initiative.
All right, so I am going to first major action, going to attack. Let's see how I do this time. Wow, less good. That is only a 11, which is not going to do it, is it?
No, it's not.
Cool. Then minor action, I'm going to do guard up and or wait. Yeah, I'm gonna do guard up, so I'm gonna add a +2 to my defense. However, I will take a -2 penalty to all the tests I make for the remainder of the current round.
All right. So what exactly is happening?
See. Oh, I am trying. I'm putting my guard up, holding up
Okay.
my shield, trying to brace for an incoming attack.
All right. It is going to lash out at you since you are the one who did the most damage to it.
Yeah. Oh no.
All
You're
right.
fine. You're the tank. We got this.
Okay. It is going to hit you with a claw.
Oh.
Essentially, its attack roll was a 20. I think that's hitting.
Yeah, that'll do it. Mm-hmm. Just barely.
It has 1 stunt point.
Rude.
And
Rude.
I'll
Bring
go
it.
ahead and tell
Bring
you
it.
how much damage it does, Stevie. It is going to do 12 points of damage.
Okay, I can take that.
All right. It's going to turn and use that stunt point, however. And everyone is going to need to make a dexterity check as its tail now lashes out of the water to sweep the deck. It has nice little stunts that it can do.
Oh,
And the number you're looking to beat, let me see here, is going to be a 12.
I got a
I do
16.
not beat it. Oh, at a 9.
All right.
11.
got a 15, even with my penalty.
All right. Those of you who make it, you are pushed 2 yards back. If you did not make it, you fall prone. All right. Going to Lou.
For a little funny giggle, if I can just interject for just a second, perhaps in the falling and the sweeping, the tail grabs the pant leg, and then just the pants are gone.
I will always allow a nice little point of roleplay.
Okay. Sorry.
Alrighty. 2 yards. Can I use my minor action to move to re-engage?
Yes.
Okay. 17, 22
All right.
with
hits.
6 stunt points.
Oh, yeah.
6
hits.
stunt points. I'm going to pierce armor again. As a rogue, I do that for 1 point rather than 2. I'm going to mighty blow and a lightning attack to do a second immediate attack on him.
Nice.
So let me roll the second attack, and then I'll worry about the damage.
Uh-oh.
That is a 16 on the second.
All right. 16 will hit.
So that's going to be 3d6 plus 3 damage. 15, 16, 17, 18 points of damage.
18 points damage. All right. And that was
Damage rolls do not generate stunt points.
Nope.
Okay. I didn't think so, but just making sure.
Yeah. All right. It bellows in pain. But do you second hit also hit, or is that all the damage total?
Yeah, I did all the damage together. Yeah, but both attacks hit, and that was the total of the damage.
All right. It bellows in pain. I would say that it tenses as if to spring away from the raft. But Michael, you have an opportunity to strike.
I'm sorry. That's 3 more points of damage, John. I forgot that I hit with the rapier twice, which is the 1d6 plus 3, so I didn't add the plus 3 on the second time, so it's 3 more points of damage. Sorry.
All right, no problem. Michael.
Did that kill it?
It is. I will just tease you. That is 1 point of damage left. You were at 4.
Well,
you were at 4 points damage. Now it's at 1. You could sneeze on it.
Yeah, Leon.
Get it.
Pantsless and rolling on the deck of the boat, fumbles around for an arrow and tries to let off a shot, kind of prone on the floor of the boat, deck of the boat. Sorry, not floor, deck of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 6. That's doubles with a 4 on the stunt die.
All right.
12, 16.
Hits.
That's 19. Yep. And then
Hell yeah, Leon.
Do pierce armor. Do pierce armor.
just a second. Yeah, I had 4 stunt points. I think I will.
And remember, as a rogue, you get to do it for 1 point instead of 2. Pierce
Yep.
armor.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I will spend 1 stunt point for the pierce armor, and then I will spend no, we'll just leave the pierce armor.
Okay.
Nothing I have explodes, and I will do a lightning attack. What the heck? Just for fun. No, I can't. Actually, I can't. The missile weapon is currently unloaded as I just fired it. So the total damage on the hit was 8.
All right. Your arrow strikes into its neck, gouts of blood pouring from the wound now. It looked as if it was about to leap, but the energy and the strength is gone from its arms as it pushes back and just falls to the raft. With a certain level of intelligence, it stares at all of you as its body, now slowly by the weight of its tail, is pulled off the deck. The intelligence and the light in its eye going out as it falls into the water.
So sorry, my friend, but nobody manhandles Amara like that.
And we're actually going to go ahead and pause here for a break. So, when we return, our players may find themselves now finally approaching with invisibility Valroyo. We will see you all in about 10 minutes. Be right back. See y'all soon. And we're back. Sorry, everyone, about being away for a moment there. Just lost track of time, which is not unusual. This show with our break, we take a 10-minute
My
break in
fault.
the offset because we no longer do a 3-hour show. We're actually doing a 2.5-hour show. So, all right. Our characters, our team here now, you find yourselves leaving the river. So you end up leaving this great river, and it flows out on the southern side of Val Royale. You see, the first thing you would probably see in the distance is the White Spire. So, rising into the sky, the place where the mages train in the capital. And slowly, as more and more of it comes into visibility, you see the white walls of this city. And the strangely enough, the spire is surrounded by one set of walls on the northern side of town as you pass it. And the city of Valroyo is self-contained in its own walls. And then you exit out onto the sea. It's a little bit rougher here. Obviously, the moment you enter into the sea, there are waves. But the bargeman informs you, all right, they're going to, and he motions towards one of the larger ships. He's like, they'll be hauling us the rest of the way. So I understand that you have entrance into the eastern gate, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, the eastern gate, it's the night gate. It should be just beyond where we make landfall.
Thank you.
And you watch now as the shore drifts, and you see the main ports of the city of Orlais. Like you see the area where the wall opens up, and larger boats are able to go in there, but obviously the barge is not. We'll be docking. There's and he points up ahead. There's a small little peninsula. We'll be docking there, and then you'll be able to enter.
Sir, I was curious. Are you often attacked by wyverns on your route?
No, I'm quite thankful for all of you. I don't have much I can offer, but if you look for our shipping company in Valroyo, they might be able to help you out, at least maybe offer you a place to stay for the evening or something.
Very kind, thank you. What was the name of your shipping company?
Oh, players, you want to come up with a name for the shipping company?
Cody McBoatface.
Wow.
Le Grand Voyage.
Oh, that one sounds better. You should do that.
Let's go with that.
Sorry. I'm on the internet too much.
Yep, Le Grand Voyage. They'll be able to help you out.
Thank you.
And it's in this moment as the sun is beginning to set on the water. Further out into this bay that is here on the waking sea, out towards it's a large body of water, obviously. In the distance, you see several ships, about 7 or 8. The majority of them, as you are watching, fly the Ravani flag. And he'll actually take a moment to point it out, and is like, oh, that's what has become known as the Ravani floating market. So,
Is that new?
relatively. While the capital was shut down and entrance was mainly forbidden through the gates, it became pretty much the way station for many of the goods coming in. The Rivani opened up essentially their own market in the middle of the ocean outside the bounds of Orlais. Allowed people to come out there and trade and sell and do whatever they needed to do, when usually they would have been able to in the city limits. It became such a thing that even the nobles would sneak out from the city to go out there.
Hmm.
No one hosts a market quite like the Ravani.
I definitely agree with that. It's unlike anything I've ever been to. Well, give us a moment once we make port, and we'll help you unload your wagon.
Much appreciated.
Wonderful. And if I can ask, do you have a spare set of trousers?
I have a deeply important question that will affect the course of this game.
Yes?
Leon wears underwear, right? Because if Leon has not been wearing underwear
Hold on. We're gonna
all
in
day,
this,
it would
think-
be a
No, no,
very different
no.
response from
this
my
this
character.
there's gonna be we're gonna
Is
do
there gonna be a roll about
we're gonna do
this?
odds or evens.
Oh,
And
no.
Frankie, call it.
Oh, odds.
You know.
Odds it is. So yes, yes, Leon was on this particular trip, Leon was wearing underclothes.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
You know. The French word for commando is commando.
Information I will store away for one day. Thankfully not today.
So, I mean, does the bargeman have an extra set of trousers? This will greatly impact how we are received in Val Royeaux, I think. Whether or not our
that
party
he
members
hasn't
offer-
that he hasn't offered them before now, and maybe has made a few winks over towards Leon. Sorry.
Oh man, this boat's going to Fire Island. All right.
I mean, I mean, I've clearly shown my preference for semen once or twice. So
Hey-o!
Oh.
Oh,
Me on
okay.
main.
Wow. The boat finally does dock, and yes, he does provide you with trousers after docking.
John leaving up some suspense about pants.
And they managed to offload the wagon and your horses. Are they horses or mules? I can't remember.
Horses.
Horses. And you make your way down these large docks and onto the road proper leading to Val Royeaux.
Amara seems like a little timid a little bit. Like she's not like she's riding a little bit in Ilian's shadow a little bit, kind of daunted by this large city on a hill. Well, it's not really on a hill, but like this shining city. She's never been to Val Royeaux before.
I can only imagine that even at night, the gold and copper painted rooftops and the blue, sky blue banners waving in the air, the stark white walls and buildings, that in the evening, sky, that this is quite a thing to see. But you are approaching the Knight's Gate. It is a much smaller, simpler gate. You've heard that the Gate of the Sun, which faces the highway, is much more ornate. It is large iron doors that have been cast and sculpted. This is a much simpler entrance, designed for one or two carts to pass through at a time. As you begin to approach, you are noticing something, and that is the city's guard operating at this entrance are joined by the Templars. As the various carts are going through, the Templars are also there. Frankie?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I don't know. As we get closer, Ilian is going to have a moment of like, oh, and kind of like go through their pack and find their mask. They don't have like just like a very like they don't have like they have two. Take out the one that is the one just like a fairly basic one that you would see like any circle mage would have. Slightly nicer quality due to like their family station, but they want to like put their mask on.
Yes.
Does it look like the guard is going through people's things?
They are stopping every wagon.
Guys, I still have the blood magic stuff.
Lou's like, give it here. We can put it under the seat. They won't find it.
I give it to Lou.
As you approach, it does take them a moment because there are about 2 or 3 vehicles ahead of you, wagons. Most of them for the local populace. One is carrying freshly cut grains into the city. But finally, one of the groups of guards with the Templars approach and stop you and say, "Hold! I need to see papers of identification, declarations."
Yeah. Ilian steps forward with their and Amara's papers. Circle Mage Ilian Toussaint of the Gishlain Circle. These are our documentation. These are our traveling companions.
They look him over, and one of the Templars wearing armor that has seen a bit of combat, still well kept, the large eye blazoned on the chest, walks up and says, "Hold. Who are you again?"
Circle Mage Ilian Toussaint of the Gishlain Circle.
And your companion, looking over at Amara.
Templar.
I am Amara Pallier of the Templar Order.
Your papers again?
I hold them out.
We all have papers provided by the crows, don't we?
Yes. This individual takes off their helm. Female Templar looks at you and looks at your paper for a long moment.
Is there a problem with my escort, sir?
Not that it's your concern, mage. You're the recently elevated, yes?
Yes.
Ah. I was told that we might have someone coming through. Watch command of everyone was told that we might have a new Templar joining our ranks.
And it is my honor to be here, sir. Sirrah.
You need to find yourself to the circle as soon as possible. I know that the commander there wishes to speak with you. I should introduce myself, though, and performs a formal salute. I am Templar Darrow. It's an honor to meet you.
John, I need to know.
Yes.
How hot is Templar? How hot is Templar Darrow?
Yeah, how Stevie asking the most important question, that was also going to be mine, is like, how hot?
Heraldry actually points out their former commander. So, has led troops. Go ahead and give me a think heraldry or local lore would definitely work in this case too.
We all do it, or just
Yeah, absolutely. Hearing the name and seeing their heraldry that they have on their armor, yes.
So that would
Wait,
be
did somebody ask how high up they were or how hot they were?
I thought she said. I thought they said how
Hot.
hot.
yeah, no, how hot?
Oh, hot! I thought you were.
Yeah, we're.
No, no, yeah, I was like,
I
John,
love
what
you,
is
Did
that?
John.
you-
Yeah,
did you mean the
that's
word, like,
useful information too.
Like how haughty they are? Is that how you?
No, I wanted
just
to
how
know
hot.
if she would step on me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
let's see really quick.
Like what age range?
If she would step on me?
Oh.
What I
That's a very. Don't even laugh at that. We all
No,
know.
no, I'm no. Hey, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I would say not at all myself, but what do I know?
Game
Like,
recognizes
what
game.
kind of energy does she have? What does her
Um.
hair look like? Is it a butch haircut? Is it a
Oh.
femme haircut?
I think if you look over, I sent to you in our group chat the
Oh.
link. You know,
Hmm.
and so I would say that's a no.
That's
Oh,
Am I?
no,
That's a no from me.
Is that
That's a
that a
for
no?
me.
I'm figuring that's a
You know,
no.
I'm not gonna shame anyone's bodies, but not my type. Not my type.
Yeah,
But I do believe that they would step on you
I know she
Oh,
would,
yeah.
but it wouldn't be
Yeah.
fun for me.
for sure.
Yes,
It wouldn't be a happy step.
and not in a sexy time way.
No,
It's not a
Mhm.
sexy step.
no.
Angry step.
She would definitely tread you underfoot.
Yeah.
Amara is respectful and does a salute back and says, "Yes, of course, Templar Daro. I will report there as soon as I am able."
Alright. You finally make your way into Valroyo as the sun is now setting. The streets are emptying from what you would guess would be a fairly busy portion of town. But again, inns call you, people beckoning from the side streets, but definitely a different feel overall. What's your reactions? I mean, most of you have played the video game, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're entering.
Wait, this is from a video game?
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? But you're entering
It's a
into
video
this
game.
famous capital. The tall white walls, the image of the lion everywhere, gold opulence. The banners still flying in the air. Yeah, for your character in this situation, I think it'd be really cool to get an idea of where where your character is at emotionally. Anybody want to start off?
Sure.
Michael, go ahead.
Um, upon entry into Valrayo, I think what you find from Leon is Leon continues to carry that kind of confident smile, the grin. I think the group here, his party, the people that know him best, would also recognize that to be completely false. Like he's clearly wearing a mask. He's clearly wearing a false front. Leon is not happy to be here. Leon would rather be anywhere else. But he also knows that this is the closest he's been to answers about his sister in a very long time.
Who wants to take a crack at that next?
Sure.
Yeah, Livia.
Um,
I definitely want to know,
Rock-
like, for your character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has been to the capital of Ravane, Daresmid. She's seen this sort of ostentation before, but the Orlesians do it to a much higher standard than the Ravani. It's a different sort of decor and decorum that they put out through the city, and she recognizes that most of it is, generally speaking to her, a very false front. She knows the city holds dangers and secrets and lies, and she is really tense. She's also trying to hide it behind her being very quiet and withdrawn, and that very sort of stoic look on her face. But she is really hoping that somewhere here she is going to find some answers that she needs. And she is desperately trying to find a way to protect her companions from any fallout that might arise.
Going over Stevie or Frankie. Who wants to go next?
I can go. So Amara looks like focused. Her eyebrows are furrowed. She's looking around, and every now and then there are moments of like wonder or surprise. This level of like opulence and extravagance is something that she's always aspired to and dreamed to, and more so the stability that represents, the lifestyle that represents. But she finds herself, now that she's here, finally here, seeing it, she's rather unsettled, especially by the way that Mage Toussaint was treated upon their entry to the city. So she's like, this is what she's always dreamed of, but it's not quite right. Like something is still off here, and she's still processing and trying to make sense of all those feelings.
Okay.
I would probably say Ilian of everyone is the most comfortable here. And probably like there is like a deep Ilian has always been very tense, like very formal, straight posture, but like Ilian's training was mingling with nobles. And so this is probably like they're falling back into like what they've learned. And so they're not physically they are more relaxed because they are not trying to act stiff. They're trying to act they're falling back to their noble training.
Mhm.
So the like the kind of way like a noble moves through a space, like I like you move, I am not gonna move, is very much like not tense or stiff about it, just like seas will part for me when I want them to kind of vibes. Uh and feels like the closest to home that Ilian's felt in years. This is where like some of their happiest memories are. This is where like they remember the feeling of family as they knew it. And so for Ilian, this is a homecoming, and they are quite concerned about like it's not like they wore the circle mask instead of their family mask very purposefully, because they don't want like they're not going to be like shamefully hiding that they're here, but they don't want their status being like reflected negatively onto the family. And so they'll probably like be more out as like who their family is at some point, but they want to kind of play it close to the chest until they get the lay of the land. So Alien's kind of vibing. like Alien's like, woo, I remember this place. This is fun. All right. So probably loosening up more than they have in the presence of everyone yet.
Okay. All right. Well, there are quite a few choices to make at this point, especially as far as where you want to stay for the night.
Did we get the vibe that we have to go to the circle now? Or can we go to bed?
It's one of those things where it's not like you're going to get in trouble. But I would almost say that it might be a willpower check for Amara. You know,
Ooh.
I think it would make sense for you to have just a light willpower check, difficulty 9, of whether or not you feel like the imperative to go immediately.
All right, let's see. Ah, that's a 17 with 5 on the stunt die.
Woof.
And I'm going to. There is nothing really. Yeah, none of the exploration stunts really speak to me at this point. I think Amara feels like she has gotten used to, like, they've been away from the Chantry and, like,
Mm-hmm.
Friar Jerome and folks for about a week maybe now.
Hmm.
Like, and that's been nice. She's
Yeah.
been, like, really enjoying, like, the lessening of the relative lessening of tension between her and Ilian, even though she would
Mm-hmm.
never say so out loud.
Oh,
Yeah.
samesies.
So she's not necessarily, like, in a rush to, like, have things go back to the way they used to be, but she's not, like, thinking about it. She's like, I'm gonna repress that.
Okay. So it's definitely not an imperative for your character to go check in immediately. Where do you think you're going to go ahead and follow the advice and go to the, the shipping company, or do you want to go find a fairly reliable and comfortable inn? Where do you think you're going to go?
If there's a chance to stay somewhere for free, Leon is going to take that chance.
I think that would be fine. We haven't presented ourselves in any way, so there's no social expectation where we should stay yet. Um, yeah, that should be fine for this evening.
Okay. Your wagon then begins to proceed deeper into the city and towards where they inform you that their warehouse is located just on the cusp of the Summer Bazaar. And you end up going down avenues. Like there are moments where yes, there are homes, there are shops, everything is gorgeous, but there are actual streets dedicated to nothing but statues and finery. And as this way that you're traveling opens up into the Summer Bazaar, you see the sign there for Le Grand Voyage.
Parentheses, Bodie McBoatface.
Yep. And you talk to manager on duty for the building. They're like, absolutely. It is late, and we have quarters set aside for, crews and groups that are coming through. We would love to host you, especially if you helped save not only our crew, but saved some of our merchandise that's coming here to town. Absolutely. Uh, Even as they're saying this, you're looking around, and this warehouse is nicer than the tavern and the inn back in, uh, the village you all started in.
Nope.
Uh, there is opulence and beauty already beginning to surround you. And I'm actually going to be ending it here in just one moment.
Oh,
You find yourself here in the Summer Bazaar, surrounded by all this. There is still people selling, still giving out wares. There's still nobles walking around in full regalia. Is there anything you're going to be doing as we call this game to a close?
Lou is going to make good on the papers that she stole from Prior Jerome and deliver them to the families that he blackmailed, the copies that she made for them. And then she's going to deliver the copy for the revered mother to the revered mother in secret, even if I have to slide it into her room. Shunk.
Okay,
I promised I was going to destroy him, and I intend to.
nice.
Ruin his life.
I think.
Amara's like, or sorry, you finish your
Oh no,
statement
I was
first.
gonna say I think I'd love to actually do that as a starting scene next game. Would that be all right? Because I think
Yeah.
the opportunity to
Fun.
sneak that in would be a lot of fun. Or this hand deliver. I'll let you figure out how you want to do that between now and then. But yeah, let's go. Next person, Stevie. I think you were starting to talk.
Yeah, I think Amara would go and, like, look at these avenues of finery, these statues. She's always been in appreciator of art, and this is exceptional work. She would go and she would take a little piece of paper with her, and she tries to draw one of the statues, and then she just kind of crosses it out and like crumples it up and throws it away. Like she
No.
doesn't have the hand for it, um, but she just kind of takes it all in the fact that she's really here.
Mm,
Okay. Uh, who'd like to go next?
you can go. Lillian, God, they want to go out and just go back to their city so bad, but they know that they're gonna wait until tomorrow. But Ilian will sit down and write the most bland and formal and lack of personality letter to their parents to inform them that they have been relocated and reassigned to Valroyo for the time being. The same that they notified their parents when they were moved. They don't anticipate a reply back. But they, uh, no, very like, hope your health is well. To like, take care. Right, very like superficial. No like actual personality in there. But just, and then kind of look at the letter and think about the conversations that they've had with Leon and with Amara and with Lou, and just like the difference between the interactions between their family versus the people that they've traveled with for a week, and how much deeper those are. Well, sorry, there's a siren outside.
Oh.
And will find somebody, you know. There's scamps about, I assume, or ask somebody at the company to this letter delivered. And will go to bed and probably not sleep particularly well. Ooh, excited.
Okay. And then Michael.
I think you find Leon exhausted from a day of travel, some combat, um, a little bit worse for wear, just from a general, again, attitude standpoint of being in Val Royale and the the memories, the things that are flooding back to him. Um, I think you'll have Leon taking a walk around this particular neighborhood. Um, I think you'll see him chatting up some of the street people. Um, and I think there is a moment where you uh, see Leon kind of skulking into the shadows away. And then the camera cuts to him standing outside of what appears to have been a ruined hovel. Um, it's no longer being habitated, no longer lived in. Um, but he's just standing outside that hovel with his hands folded in front of him, just glaring at it. Then he spits and then turns around and makes his way back to the warehouse to try and also get some, unfortunately, uh, shaky rest. It'll be a wakeful night for Leon.
I will say in closing for the evening that there is a certain amount of danger that, as the night falls, begins to fill the air. You know, lights are illuminated. There are oil lamps that are put out. And so, even though the city it falls into a certain amount of shadow, much darker, and Luvia, you begin to make your way, leaving the summer bazaar, entering back the way towards the cathedral. And for a brief moment, you have a sense of vertigo, as if you are falling. And you look around. You're standing on pavement. You're in the middle of the road. Everything seems fine. And then it dawns on you something very odd. You have been to this city in this area before. But you shouldn't be standing where you are. Below you, you swear you remember that there was once a reflecting pool here. A place called Miro de la Mar, or Mir, the mirror of the sea. And you are standing here looking about, and it's not as if it was paved over, it's as if it just isn't.
Gone.
It's just gone. And that is where we're going to end for the evening. All right. So, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. And thank you to my players for joining us. I do want to definitely say, especially to our people out there, tonight was Stevie's birthday. It still is technically Stevie's birthday. And so, if you couldn't hear Roxy, Roxy in the background is yelling, happy birthday,
We heard
sweetheart.
her.
Thank you.
We
It's your
are
birthday. Da-da-da-da-da.
I want to say we are absolutely blessed to have you as a member of what happens on Rook and Rasp, and you are a wonderful community member, and we are thrilled. I love this channel just because it lets me meet amazing people, and so thank you, and thank you for letting us play on your birthday and choosing to allow us
Yeah.
to join you on such a special day. So thank you so
You take
much.
those compliments. You take them.
There's nowhere I'd rather be than playing games with friends.
Absolutely.
Aww.
Aww.
Well, that said, I do want to definitely toss out a couple of things. We do have Discord. We are a community. I think that's the best way to put it. Is that is what Rook and Rasp is a community of like-minded gamers who we're pretty relaxed and easygoing folk, and we love having people come out that enjoy the same things. So if you come check out the Discord, it'll take you to a general statement of who and what we are and what we do. And if you think that we're a community that sounds like someplace you want to be, we want you here. That's the best way I can put it. If this is the kind of community, if this is the kind of stuff that you're into, come join us. And even if not, you can come talk to us about what you ate for dinner, which is also a very huge and hot topic that we do too, because that's what we are. Also, we are going to be starting up in a couple months. Seriously, let's play. So I'm starting to get that going. If you are into indie games or indie properties or small press, please come join us and talk to us. If you are a creator of those, come talk to us. We want to hear from you, all right? But otherwise, we're going to be making our announcements eventually here about our other shows returning and what else is going on for us. But in the meantime, I just want to say, hey, stay safe, stay well. We will not be back next week. We're going to take one more week off, and then we will be back the following week after that. So before I go, does anybody have any announcements? Anything else that we need to say?
Oh, just the thing that Stevie and I plugged on the channel a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It raised they raised $1,200 for mutual aid fund for trans youth to get gender affirming care
Wonderful.
because in Iowa it sucks. And so trying to make things a little bit better. So,
Yep.
everybody jumped on or contributed. The power went out for the first hour. That was wild. Somebody backed their car up, and we got a karaoke machine.
Yep.
Fucking got done. Uh, but yeah, it was just really cool.
Yep. Awesome. And hey, yeah, we're a trans inclusive community, so hey, guys, get out there, fight the good fight, support the people that need and deserve love. Okay. That said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. Get out there and have a great week, and we will see you in 2 weeks back here for the next portion of our show. See y'all soon.